Hi everyone, greetings from National Skills Network. This is Madhuri and I am here today to introduce you to a very interesting, engaging and insightful discussion on the transformative potential of ITIs in creating employable youth in India. I am referring to the state of Madhya Pradesh, the heart of India, where very interesting changes are happening when it comes to the ITI ecosystem. So we caught up with the people who are leading the change, and also we are trying to understand how, following this example, many other ITIs also could take up similar initiatives and look at the way they can change the curriculum, the practicals and also the infrastructure and make ITIs aspirational. I think that's what you're going to take away from this particular discussion. And this is possible only when we have stakeholders like the government, the industry coming closer and playing a very important role. So I'm glad to introduce you to the discussion today, which is between Ms. Harshika Singh, who is the Director, Directorate of Skill Development, Madhya Pradesh, Mr. Amrish Kela, who is the Managing Director of Scientech Technologies, headquartered in Indore, and Mr. Nalin Tiwari, who is the principal of ITI Chapara. So we have a very interesting combination of the panelists, and let's go ahead and watch what they have to share about their collective experiences. So Harshika ma'am, please tell us about how you envision the future of ITIs in Madhya Pradesh, which have a huge potential for enhancing the employability, entrepreneurship, through these young boys and girls who really can develop a bright future through technical and skill development programs, and which are kind of yet to become popular and aspirational.
Thank you, Madhuri. Thank you to National Skills Network for giving us an opportunity to be a part of this discussion today. I, as Director Skill Development, in the context of Madhya Pradesh, I would like to say that first thing first, uh, as a director, my first ambition is to make my ITIs, enjoyable and lovable and being a part of the life of general people of the state. When I say this, what I mean is that, I just don't want to get it restricted to just say 38,000 students in the government ITIs. I want that number to increase. I want my ITIs to function in the full capacity. So that's the first starting point, that the ITIs are accessible. The ITIs atmosphere is inclusive. The ITIs are something which people want to, join voluntarily. That's we don't have to put in pressure to get the admissions done. So that's a starting point. Having said that, even the recent union budget that you might have read, and we all know that when we talk about demographic dividend, the same is for us in Madhya Pradesh. If we want to actually reap the benefits out of this demographic dividend, the only tool that we have in our hand is that of skilling. And for that, ITIs play a very, very important role. When I say, ITIs, what I mean is that these should not work in silos. These should be an institution which work as per the need and demand of the industry, as per the need of the place or the ecosphere in which the entire economy of the state is operating. So kind of fine tuning it and refining things as per the need of the state is what we aim at.
Okay. Yes, thank you, ma'am, for sharing this very high-level vision that you have, and very interesting to know very important points you shared, like connecting with the industry, being demand-driven, and also referring to the budget, which is laying a lot of emphasis, and also like we hear about modernizing about 1,000 ITIs, which is also a part of the budget. And you also mentioned about, the local talent, and I think most important point here, which probably can connect to what I would like to ask Amrish sir now, is the industry connect and also making ITIs aspirational, where students go by choice and not by force. So, what do you have to say to this from the industry collaboration point of view? Since you from Scientech have been contributing for I think about 4 decades now to improve and enhance technical education and training, not only in Madhya Pradesh but in many other states in India.
Yeah, good evening. I'm very happy to be here, and a company from Madhya Pradesh, working very closely since last 4 decades here with the what we call the skilling infrastructure, which was earlier the ITIs. So we have a very strong bond and almost an inseparable bond, and we owe a lot of our growth to, frankly speaking, this collaboration. Earlier, maybe in 80s when we started, ITIs the first we reached out to because they're a manufacturing company, electronics. We work in 3 verticals: education, industry, and environment. And we have always taken ITS students for our first production work related to wiring, soldering. And we keep working on them, we keep training them, so now they're good for testing. And even we're training them for other outside the company jobs like customer support. Some of them are already working with R&D as assistants. They are designing PCBs now. So they've really gone up the value chain with our involvement. We've been working with faculties as well, inviting them here, many times reaching out to them and hold very many workshops. And this is a regular feature. People reach out to us, we reach out to them. So that's the third thing which we do is really, we are very welcoming for students and faculties to visit the company, see our production, modern production facilities, SMD design, our other facilities related to sheet metal workshop, painting, testing, environmental testing. So we work very closely with them. And that we do a lot of online courses also now to reach out to ITS who are not able to come here, their students into new technologies, new processes. So every month, at least I know we have some online webinars on certain technologies, reaching out to everyone across the country as well. We have also been actively involved with DGT Delhi and CSTRI Kolkata as an industry partner for developing curriculum in new age technologies. So overall, bottom up, we've been working at various levels to see that we work very, very closely with the industry and the government and the policymakers and the design makers for a win-win situation.
Okay. Thank you, sir, for telling us about how you went ahead and created these collaborations, which are so crucial in any technical training and skill development. Now, we also have the representative from the ITI's principal himself. We have Mr. Nalin Tiwari, who is the principal of ITI Chapara. Sir, please tell us about the interesting initiatives that you have embarked on very briefly, and also what prompted you and what is the kind of support you have received, from the offices and, from the government to go ahead and implement these changes.
प्रॉब्लम्स तो शुरू से रही हैं, पर सबसे बेसिक चीज मुझे जो हमेशा से महसूस हुई है कि बहुत अच्छे कोर्सेज हम लोग चला रहे हैं, हमारा डिपार्टमेंट चला रहा है, फिर भी हम लोग पब्लिक तक नहीं पहुंच पा रहे हैं, उस बात को हम पब्लिक तक नहीं ले जा पा रहे हैं, क्योंकि बेस्ट ऑप्शन ना होके कई बार हमारा जो कोर्स होता है या ITI होती है, लोगों के दिमाग में लास्ट ऑप्शन होता है। जब वो सोच लेता है कि और कुछ कहीं नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, जब वो ITI करने जा रहे हैं, तो हमारा विचार ये है कि हम उसको ऐसे ब्रांडिंग करें प्रॉपरली। क्या हो रहा है कि जितना अच्छा प्लेसमेंट हमारा है, हम उतना अच्छा शो नहीं कर पाए काफ़ी दिनों से। अब हमारे विभाग ने काफ़ी प्रयास किए हैं पिछले 1-2 सालों से, और अभी मैडम ने भी काफ़ी अच्छी प्रयास किए हैं, जिससे हम पब्लिक के बीच में पहुँचें और जो मिडिल क्लास है उसको हम एक अच्छे कैरियर विकल्प के रूप में उसी पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से हमने धीरे धीरे प्रयास किए। मैंने अपने स्तर पर प्रयास किए कि महिलाओं का परसेंटेज एडमिशन में बढ़े या उनकी स्थिति मजबूत हो, इसलिए क्योंकि हम लोग तो यहाँ एक बहुत दूरस्थ अंचल पे हैं, लगभग जो शहर है उससे 2 किलोमीटर दूर पे हैं, और लगभग 50 फीट की ऊंचाई पर ये क्षेत्र है, और उसको हमने प्रयास किया, डेवलप किया, उसमें फैसिलिटीज डेवलप की, IT लैब डेवलप की, लाइब्रेरी बनाई, प्लस महिलाओं के लिए इलेक्ट्रिशियन रूम लिया। तो धीरे धीरे हमारा प्रयास है कि उससे पब्लिक जुड़े, और जब ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा जो लोग जुड़ेंगे तो नेचुरली एडमिशन्स अच्छे आएंगे, और एडमिशन्स अच्छे आएंगे तो जो एक समस्या है अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट की, और जो गवर्नमेंट ध्यान दे रही है उसको हम उस पे नहीं जा पा रहे हैं। मतलब जो हम नीचे ग्राउंड लेवल पे हमें जाना है, जहाँ पर पब्लिक तक हम ये बात पहुंचा पाए, क्योंकि ऊपर तो ये बात बिल्कुल क्लियर है कि सबसे अच्छा अल्टरनेट स्किल डेवलपमेंट ही है। पर उस स्किल डेवलपमेंट के अल्टरनेट को हम पब्लिक तक पहुंचाने के लिए हमने उसी दिशा में छोटे मोटे प्रयास किए हैं। जो ODOP का स्कल्पचर बनाया, जो लोकल की पब्लिक है उसको जोड़ने का प्रयास किया, क्योंकि मुझे व्यक्तिगत रूप से महसूस होता था कि इतने सालों से विभाग होने के बाद भी कई लोगों को बताना पड़ता था कि IT क्या है। तो उसी दिशा में हमने एक छोटा सा प्रयास और किया था कि हमारे यहाँ जितने भी कोर्सेज चलते हैं उनके छोटे छोटे हमने वीडियो बनाए थे, और उसकी जो सक्सेस स्टोरी थी वो पब्लिक तक पहुंचाने के प्रयास किया। तो मुझे उम्मीद है कि हम मैडम के की लीडरशिप में उस मिडिल क्लास की जो आइस ब्रेकिंग है वहां तक हम पहुंचेंगे, और ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोग इन कोर्सेज की तरफ आकर्षित हों।
यस सर, थैंक यू। ये सुन के बहुत अच्छा लगा कि आपने बहुत सारे इनिशिएटिव स्टार्ट किए हैं, और ये सब एक ही डायरेक्शन में है कि लोगों को हम इसके बारे में जानकारी दें और इसके बारे में इंफॉर्मेशन शेयर करें कि एडवांटेजेस क्या है ITIs में ज्वाइन होने के लिए। मैम, एज यू हर्ड जस्ट नाउ एंड सर एज यू हर्ड, आई थिंक वी ऑल नो दैट it's a very big challenge to promote skills and bigger challenge to promote ITIs, बिकॉज ऑलरेडी एक इमेज बना हुआ है, एक ऐसा एक नोशन है, एक धारणा है कि ITI का मतलब मे बी ड्रॉप आउट्स के लिए है, या जो एकेडमिकली हु आर नॉट एबल टू डू वेल। मैम, इन दिस डायरेक्शन व्हाट डू यू थिंक शुड बी डन in terms of making it like more attractive? One point which I would also like to add here is you have already taken initiatives, as we can see, in terms of bringing innovative courses which actually broaden the scope of ITI. So what do you have to say probably to add to what Nalin sir was just talking about?
Uh, Abhi jo, one of our principals was speaking about his experience of running one of the ITIs. I feel that, many a times when your ITIs are also the unit, I personally feel that if it is a unit which is in tune with the needs of the time, in tune with the needs of the district or the place where it is actually operating, many things, or it kind of attracts a lot of people towards it. For example, this time we have tried to do something like we all have heard about one district, one product. But what we introduced was one district, one product, one skill. So basically, there are certain districts which have some specialized, maybe raw materials being available in that district for which that district is known. But unfortunately, we do not have the skill set necessary for establishing a cluster of that particular input. So we have worked on it for the first time in 8 of our districts. This ODOP trade skills have been started as a part of the ITI course. We have done a kind of a blending between our hardcore CTS course as also merged it with a short-term trainings with specialized flexi MOUs. So we have tried to give an all-in package kind of course under the ODOP theme that we have taken up. The other thing is that we all are talking about, and I think nothing is more important than a sustainable world. That's what we are all aiming at. I think one thing that we are right now, slowly we are getting even government incentives to do that. But I think we need to move at a very much faster rate on that front. And hence we have also introduced green skilling in a big way. We have basically come up with 3 green ITIs, wherein what we are aiming at is to introduce the green traits to make the campus sustainable and kind of give that green idea or the green mindset imbibed in our students and our faculty at the very young age, so that they become responsible diploma holders when they go out of the college system also. So that's also something which we are aiming at. Also, I would like to, tell you that, especially in the context of Madhya Pradesh, we are mainland state which has the highest number of tribal population. Unfortunately, we have never thought about that what is the skilling set that is required in the tribal ecosphere. So we have also introduced tribal skilling, which is the traditional tribal skilling for the primitive tribal groups. We have tried to work with the heritage skills because originally when we thought about ITIs, it was more of plumber and mechanics and things like this. But what about the need of the place? What about the need of the society in which that student is actually coming to your ITI? So we have also tried to fine tune this. Also, many a times what happens is, Amrish was also talking about the industry linkage, but what I personally felt was that unless our students are not exposed to the industry at a very young age, they will not be able to understand the nuances of the market. So what we have done is we have established an MP Kaushal Kendra in a divisional ITI. The idea behind it is that during the training, the products that they prepare are actually given a shelf, and those products can then be fine-tuned as per the industry needs. So that's also something which we kind of have started. And the other thing which we are vociferously trying to work on is ITI on wheels. As one of my principal pointed out rightly, that the awareness part is definitely important, but I think we also have to make the awareness of ITI a part of the village or the rural or the urban life where it is situated. So we are aiming to do this ITI on wheels. We have started some of these ITI on wheels where some of the trades are being projected, as also an awareness drive is being run through it. And going ahead, we would also aim at ITI Chopals, maybe in the rural areas. Why not? Because we don't want the skill to be restricted just to my ITIs. I want the skill to be available to everyone in the state of Madhya Pradesh. And hence, we are working on something called remote skilling. That's another project which we'll be rolling out very soon.
Okay, these are really very interesting initiatives, ma'am. All that you just told us, I think they're taking care of not only the local, but also like the tribal focus you spoke about, which is a huge population, and the skills which are a part of their legacy also probably would help them in their, livelihood enablement, as you mentioned. So one point, sir, which is coming out very strongly is the need for creating awareness. I think ma'am is taking many initiatives also to create awareness right from the village level, where ITI becomes an indispensable part of their ecosystem. But along with this, I think, we also have to empower the teachers, the trainers, and equip, these centers, the training centers, the ITIs with the right technology and the labs and things. Also, not just like we just heard from Harshika ma'am, it's not just like, plumber, mason, carpenter type of thing. There are now going to be new trades, new courses, we shouldn't be calling them trades, perhaps new skills. So what do you have to say to this, which is like the emerging ecosystem, which is showing us the future of ITIs?
Yeah, so very, very rightly said by both of you. We need to work very, very closely. Firstly, the ITI themselves should, whatever trades they are running or whatever courses or technology they're teaching, they should be updated in terms of infrastructure, in terms of teachers training, like you said, curriculum and lab facilities. And it's very important to understand that we need each other. Industry needs the NIT and IT also needs. So I think I will also expect and hope that the even principals also get involved in the whole thing at their outreach program for the industries, So because it's a journey we need to take together to strengthen each other. Hard skills can be done by the industry, including soft skills also, because we face this problem that ITIs coming from a rural background, sometimes in the soft skills, we need to brush them up. So we have done that. We're teaching them soft skills and also including AI skills now, how to use generative AI for better productivity and all that. So that is one thing where we need to work together. So I think on the marketing side, as Narendra said, the awareness of ITI is little low very many times. So they need to put up a little bit of more of marketing there. They need to put up posters and maybe including handouts that we have certain facilities here, we have certain programs running here. Come and start up entrepreneurship, or expand on your work, what you are doing, get trained, get avail government schemes you can avail of them, and so many other linkages an ITI can provide towards entrepreneurship and jobs and all that. As we are facing climate change, every job has to have now a green element to it. We are seeing the energy transition towards green energy. We are seeing the transport transition to clean transport. We are seeing the clean food transition also from to natural and organic farming. So a lot of transitions are happening which we can address together. On the clean energy side, I feel that every ITI, if they are power, national commitment we have towards clean energy. On the transition side, luckily EVs are making a good inroads, even with two-wheelers, three-wheelers, four-wheelers. And it's not far that we'll be seeing tractors and buses on the electric platform now. MAM has taken very many initiatives on the green jobs in terms of local green skills of handloom and sari, all that. I think that's also very important. Their existing skills also find markets. So we have Maragnani and certain outlets promoted by the state where they can sell these products. And nearby industries can definitely help them, mechanize it and make it more attractive in terms of packaging, coloring, marketing. So I think even if an ITI can reach out to neighboring industries, that this is very your help. I'm sure industries will be very helpful because it's a win-win. Lastly, I feel, the new ages, the new things we need to focus upon definitely is on the traditional skills. First is to handhold them and see that they become more visible and more marketable and more profitable for the artisans. That's one thing. That's what we started also in the Jaivik Setu. We started a market linkage for not only farmers, but for the rural ladies, if they made any bags or bangles or anything else, or urban. So outlet we provided, it's called the People Store. So I'm sure other industries will also be more than willing to find, support them and maybe make it a win-win by, increasing the trade of these products. Second thing I feel is the new age trades, technologies, which are driving the world. We can't ignore them. So while we look at inclusion of the informal sector to formal sector, we need to take the formal sector to the global standard now, and wherein the AI, which is forming a part of our everyday business and activities, that is a necessary skill. I think now that's a soft skill more than a hard skill, how to use AI better. Both these transitions, big energy transition happening into green hydrogen. And we are seeing now trains are going to run on green hydrogen. We are going to see sets are going to be replaced by green hydrogen thing. And it's not rocket science. None of these technology are rocket science. Just that we have to remove the fear out of them and reach out to each other. Industries like Scientech will be more than happy to handhold institutes in the state to take it forward. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for giving us a very detailed, kind of overview of various initiatives and how we can accomplish them to make ITIs very relevant and also industry focused and demand driven, as you said. Additionally, the green focus, which you have been kind of reiterating, which is going to be the way of life for all of us. So, sir, now from ITI Chapara, लाइक आपने पहले बताया कि आप अवेयरनेस क्रिएशन के लिए काफी सारे इनिशिएटिव्स ले रहे हो। सर, हमें ये बताइए कि आपके चैलेंजेस क्या क्या थे, क्योंकि मैं जब किसी से भी बात करती हूँ, आईटीआईज हो या कोई भी ट्रेनिंग रिलेटेड हेड, इंस्टीट्यूशन के हेड हो, वो इतने सारे चैलेंजेस बताते हैं कि ये बहुत मुश्किल हो जाता है कोई भी चेंज को वो इम्प्लीमेंट करे। लेकिन आपके केस में कौन सी चैलेंजेस थी और उनको आपको किसका सपोर्ट मिला वो चैलेंजेस को फेस करने के लिए? अगर आप इसके बारे में बताएंगे तो शायद हम लोग बहुत कुछ सीख पाएंगे।
चैलेंजेस का तो ये था कि वैसे ही मतलब काफी दूर है ये, शहर से दूर होना और एक पहाड़ी पे स्थित होना। मतलब
ओ,
लगभग शहर जमीन से 50 फीट ऊंचाई पे स्थित है। और अगर मैं आपको बताऊं तो शुरू में ऐसा था कि दोपहर में तक लोग आने में यहाँ डरते थे, हिचकते थे। लोगों के बारे में ऐसी धारणा है क्योंकि रिजर्व फॉरेस्ट से लगा हुआ एरिया है। तो हमें सबसे ज्यादा परेशानी ये थी कि हम जिस रास्ते से आते थे वो ही रिजर्व फॉरेस्ट का था, तो उन्होंने उसे रोक दिया। तो उसकी परमिशन ली, फिर अप्रोच रोड की परमिशन ली। फॉरेस्ट से परमिशन लेना थोड़ा ज़्यादा कठिन काम माना जाता है रिजर्व फॉरेस्ट से। तो यहाँ पर मुझे 4 परमिशन लेनी पड़ी। तो 4 अनुमति लेने के बाद हमने उनको सारा एफिलेशन वगैरह, जो फर्स्टली जो स्टूडेंट के लिए इम्पोर्टेंट थिंग ये होता है कि अगर वो आईटीआई कर रहा है तो एनसीवीटी मिल रहा है या एससीवीटी का उसको डिप्लोमा मिल रहा है। तो फर्स्टली हमने उनमें एफिलेशन कराने पे प्रायोरिटी दी। तो जितने भी चैलेंजेस आए तो नेचुरली, एक्चुअली मेरा ये कहना रहता है हमेशा कि चैलेंजेस आपको मजबूत बनाते हैं। यदि आप और कुछ नया सीखते हैं उसमें तो नेचुरली, जैसे मेरा रिजर्व फॉरेस्ट से जब मैंने परमिशन लिया तो अब ये स्थिति हो गई कि यदि किसी भी प्रकार की किसी दूसरे विभाग को अनुमति लेनी होती तो मुझसे उस विषय में संपर्क करता है। और वो जो हमारी जितनी कमियां थी कि हम पहाड़ी पे हैं, और वो हमारी कमी को हमने खूबियों में बदल दिया। आज की स्थिति में हमारे ये जो छोटा सा शहर है, वहाँ से लोग उस जगह पे घूमने, इवन अपने रिश्तेदारों को घुमाने के लिए लेके आते हैं कि चलिए ये तो जगह है। तो वो चैलेंज हमारा उस रूप में कन्वर्ट हो गया कि अब वो एक जगह, लोग अब ये कहने लगे कि आपको लोकेशन बहुत अच्छी लगी। शुरू में जो लोकेशन हमारा माइनस पॉइंट हुआ करती थी, अब वो प्लस पॉइंट हो गई, क्योंकि एजुकेशन के हिसाब से ऐसी ही जगह बहुत अच्छी होती है कि जहाँ खाली हो और पहाड़ी हो, इस टाइप के स्थान होते हैं। तो चैलेंजेस को धीरे धीरे अपने और तो सारा सहयोग डिपार्टमेंट का हमें हमेशा मिला। विभाग ने हर चीज पे, हर जगह सहयोग किया। स्थानीय कलेक्टर्स ने हमारी मदद की। तो अप्रोच रोड हमें बनानी थी, उन्होंने हमें सपोर्ट करके जन भागीदारी से बनवाया। बाउंड्री वॉल नहीं थी, वो उन्होंने हमें उस चीज में हेल्प की। तो यदि आप आगे आते हैं तो हर अधिकारी आपको सपोर्ट करता है और मदद करके विभाग के सिस्टम को फॉलो करना मेरा हमेशा से मानना है कि जो हमारे प्रदेश सरकार ने या विभाग ने जो व्यवस्थाएं बनाई हैं, उन व्यवस्थाओं के यदि आप अनुरूप चलेंगे तो सक्सेस निश्चित है। कुछ आप जो चाह रहे हैं वो हो जाएगा।
yes, so where there is a will, there is a way. And in spite of all the challenges, I think we convert them into opportunities. So, ma'am, this was really very inspiring to hear. What would you have to say, to close this discussion in the form of couple of action points, which perhaps other ITIs could emulate, which is coming from, let's say, the initiatives you are planning to take or you have already taken? Maybe you can also talk about a little bit about technology integration as well.
Madhuri, I would like to just say one thing. Even being a women officer, when we talk about skilling and we talk about skilling in ITIs, I think it's high time that we understand and make our ITIs accessible for girls. Unfortunately, when I see the data all across the country and even in the context of Madhya Pradesh, it's not very good figures. So I think apart from the fact that we are talking about industry linkage, we are talking about other things, making the ITI, as I said in the beginning, a place where, it's not just restricted to any particular set of people, but open to all. Becoming a point where everyone is coming for the sake of skilling and improving their potentialities or recognizing their potentialities rather than going with just the certification part. And at the end of it, obviously, giving them that opportunity that they get employed or get self-employed or go in the entrepreneurship front ultimately, whosoever comes in my ITI goes out of it confidently, standing on their feet, is what I would kind of sum up the entire, technical part to it. The general motto is that all my 40,000 students in my government ITIs, when they go out of ITI, they are either engaged effectively in one or the other industry, or they are engaged in some entrepreneurship, or maybe any other form of self-employment. That's what ultimately skilling department is all about. That's actually what ITIs are meant for. So I think at the end, the core result has to be employment or self-employment, and that's what we should all aim at.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am, and also for highlighting the need for making it inclusive for girls, because this is another topic perhaps I would like to engage you with maybe later. Sir, what would you have to say, let's say, as a concluding point from all the areas that we touched upon today in this discussion?
Yeah, let me tell you, these are the best times for the skilling sector, for the ITIs, the whole vocational education, because the government's focus in the last 10 years particularly, and lately all the more, has been on skilling as a change at the grassroots levels and taking India ahead in our production ambitions related to defense, or it could be IT or green fuels, everything. Government is in a lot of money as well, not only thought. Niti Aayog is involved in the skilling ecosystem strategizing it. Increasingly, budgets are being also given. Lot of IC, DGT, and state governments are working very, very closely. And ITIs have been given all the facilities they need. So they are not really starved. So I'm very happy that this top-down approach, where everybody's working towards the last mile, benefits to the students, everything is now aligned. The polytechnic system has not been as lucky. They've not got the funds or the focus. The engineering segment, engineering colleges also, unfortunately, have not been, because skilling has got the limelight. And even otherwise, engineering's focus has largely gone to the IT sector. So for the industry's growth, it's very important that ITI stays strong, and these collaborations come towards for mutual gains. So I think this is we need to take advantage, and with top leadership in the state also, which Harshika ma'am is providing, I'm sure we can bridge this gap, whatever Narenji said were his handicaps. We can identify these challenges from each ITIs and see how all stakeholders can contribute to see that we overcome these challenges and convert them into opportunities. So regular dialogue and such webinars or seminars or live interactions are going to be very important to accelerate this exercise. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you, sir, for sharing your views on this. Hello. Yes, Nalin sir, what do you have to say to summarize the discussion? एक दो या तीन पॉइंट्स जो आप शायद हाईलाइट करना चाहोगे?
डिस्कशन तो काफ़ी अच्छा रहा, और एक्चुअली जो सॉफ्ट स्किलिंग है, इस पे भी हम लोग पूरा प्रयास कर रहे हैं कि बच्चे जब यहाँ निकले, उसके पहले हम लोग साल भर काफ़ी वर्कशॉप सेमिनार करके उनको इंडस्ट्री विजिट करा के, एजुकेशनल टूर करा के, कि बच्चे का एक कॉन्फिडेंस लेवल, उसका नॉलेज, साथ में हम लोगों ने लाइब्रेरी भी डेवलप कर रखी है कि साथ में वो स्किलिंग के साथ साथ दूसरा पार्ट भी उसका मजबूत होता जाएगा, तो निश्चित तौर से जो इंडस्ट्री के लायक जैसा प्रोडक्ट हमें तैयार करना है वो हो जाएगा। और जैसा कि मैम ने कहा, वास्तव में ज़्यादा ज़रूरत है इस व्यू को भी चेंज करने के लिए कि हमारी 50% जो आबादी है उसको हम फैसिलिटी देंगे, और वो लोग यदि इस फील्ड में आएंगे तो निश्चित ही हमारा देश मजबूत होगा। और उसी दिशा में हमने छोटा सा प्रयास यही किया था कि कम से कम जो एक प्रॉब्लम मैंने देखी थी कि जो महिलाएं, यदि कामकाजी महिलाएं भी हैं या जिनकी जो शादीशुदा बच्चियां हैं वो भी एडमिशन लेती हैं, कभी वो भी अपना करियर बनाना चाहती हैं, तो उनके लिए फैसिलिटी डेवलप करने के लिए ही हमने एक लैक्टेशन रूम और झूलाघर खोला, ताकि एक एग्जाम्पल भी सेट हो सके और महिलाएं भी आ सकें इस फील्ड में। और आने के बाद, और मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ, मेरा एक्सपीरियंस ये है कि बहुत सारी बच्चियां जो आई हैं बहुत अच्छे अच्छे फील्ड में, मतलब कुछ किसी फील्ड में बांधा नहीं जा सकता कि कॉस्मेटोलॉजी या किसी पर्टिकुलर कोर्स ही करेंगे, सारे कोर्स में, टर्नर, मैसेजिस्ट या जितने भी टिपिकल, और उसमें उन्होंने अच्छी ही सफलता ली है। और मैंने पर्टिकुलर उस गर्ल्स की स्टोरी भी बनाई है ताकि लोगों तक वो बात पहुंचे और बच्चियां आए हमारे यहाँ और वो भी अपने करियर को अच्छा बना सके।
Thank you, sir. That's really inspiring to hear about how you focused on women and girls particularly. So, ma'am and sir, before we close this, is there anything you wish to add to all the points we discussed?
I would like to thank you again. And, it's an important time in the times of the country, I would say. As Amrish rightly pointed out, कि अगर अभी हमने skilling पे ध्यान नहीं दिया, तो we would miss a major point in the economic history of this country.
Right.
And I think this is the time when we have to put in all the efforts we can to ensure that everyone is given an opportunity to be skilled and be a part of the workforce. And I think all of us, be it you, me, Amrish, or my team there in Chapara, all of us have the same aim कि हम सब मिलकर जो है स्किलिंग इकोस्फीयर को फ्लैटन आउट करें और अवेलेबल करवाएं सभी लोगों के लिए. एंड आई थिंक this was a very nice and informative webinar. Amrish came out with some very good suggestions for us, and we'll definitely take it up.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Would you like to add anything? Or
No, that's fine. It's good time for India as well. We know it, for skilling and the country, we are, growing pretty well. And we have a good aligned ambition to 2047 as a developed nation. Everybody's just needs to align, work together, because the raw material is for an industry is not just, materials. It is the manpower. And that manpower can make all the difference, convert a small fabric into a, highly demand fabric or fashionable or anything. So that goes for any materials. So this soft raw material for industries is the manpower. And like they say, if you can shine that into gold, whatever will come out will have a Midas touch. Thank you.
thank you. Yes, Nalin sir, any points you want to share before we close?
डिस्कशन काफी अच्छा रहा और जैसा अमरीश सर का कहना है, नेचुरली हम भी अपनी जवाबदारी महसूस कर रहे हैं और पूरा प्रयास होगा कि देश हित में जो बहुत ज़्यादा जरूरी है आज के समय में, उसके लिए हम अपना बहुत कुछ दे पाए.
Thank you. Thank you, sir and ma'am, for giving us your time. And we are really fortunate that we could initiate this discussion, and we look forward to be connected with you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Madhuri. Thank you, Ashika ma'am. Thank you, Narenji.
So you just watched the discussion, and I hope you found it useful, and there were quite a lot of takeaways and action points which were shared by the panelists. Now I would request you to tell us if you are a part of the ITI ecosystem, and if you would like to feature your story, do let us know. We'd be very happy to get in touch with you and discuss more about how we can engage another panel discussion of a similar kind. Because our objective is to convey to the world, create awareness, and tell people about how important ITIs are and what is the instrumental role they are going to play in the future of skill development, vocational education and training in India. And if you found this useful, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell icon so that you don't miss any update from us. Thank you so much. I'd like to be in touch with you. Thanks again. Goodbye.